Hey, how you guys doing?
Hello, hello.
Hello, what is up?
Sorry we're late.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, indeed. It's Mochi's fault. Just kidding.
Oh,
No, it's
shit.
fine. It's mostly just there's a lot of stuff we want to get through. We want to get everything ready for you guys, and I think we got it ready. So hopefully you guys can appreciate. I think it's a little weird on the stats right now, but you know what? We'll be
Let's see if
fine.
we're even on.
Everybody's already liking the scream, so with yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
So we're kind of good there. And we're seeing from sorry. Seeing from Twitch, we're seeing from Facebook.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. So, I think we're good. Yeah, the software's a little weird because I'm getting a 0 stats here, and the live number is kind of weird, but, you know what? If Elon has a problem with technology, so can we. Because, no, not really.
Yeah.
He paid for it, and then he just screwed it up. So, anywho. How was your week, Deana?
I was busy. It's good.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Been busy since I say last Wednesday, and it's with everything going on.
Yeah. I went to a powwow on Saturday.
I know. How was that
And
powwow?
the powwow was great, actually. It was
Excellent.
lovely. Yeah. It was lovely. and then we went to the Pride Parade on Sunday in Montreal.
Yes, we did.
And
We are going to be talking about that later, too.
we will. And then Monday, I went to court. And
Monday?
was it Monday? No, it wasn't Monday. What did I do on Monday? I don't remember what I did on Monday.
I did nothing on Monday. That I can tell you.
I did
'cause
stuff on Monday. I was busy on Monday.
I think you cleaned your house. Like, it was just,
No, I'll think about it. I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm elderly. Forgive me.
It's true. Forgive the elderly. We need to
Tuesday, I
take
went
care
to
for them at
court.
their late age.
Yes. Tuesday, I went to court. What the hell did I do on Monday?
You didn't go to court on Monday because
I know
there was
what
no court on Monday to be had.
Yeah, I did something on Monday.
It's okay. It's okay. You're going to lose time. You're losing your keys. You're losing your mind. It's all good.
Seriously.
Anywho, speaking of losing time, losing their mind, and losing cases, let's get to the first story, which is Jordan Peterson. In his particular case, he lost his appeal.
Oh,
So, as many of you guys know, Jordan
who
Peterson.
saw that coming?
Yeah, who saw that coming? Everybody, for sure. Right. So, as many of you guys know, Jordan Peterson went to court, and he was being asked by his professional association that, you know what, as a psychologist with patients, some of the stuff you see on social media may not be well received by your patients.
No.
There is a policy if you want to maintain your license that
Does
you
he
need
have
to follow.
patience?
So I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, me neither.
But that was to say he obviously did not want to do this, and he's refused. And they said, "Listen, do it or lose your license." So he went all the way to Supreme Court to go fight this, and Supreme Court turned around and said, "Ah, bro, we're not listening to it. It's their rules. It's their thing. They're not violating anything constitutional. They're asking you to follow their requirements, and nope." So, author Jordan Peterson's legal battle with the College of Psychologists of Ontario has come to an end. On Thursday, Supreme Court of Canada dismissed his application for leave to appeal from judgment of the Court of Appeal of Ontario with no costs. No reasons were given. Peterson had asked Canada's highest court to consider hearing an appeal of a decision upholding the lower court ruling that he takes social media training as ordered by college. Peterson has been registered as a clinical psychologist since 1999, has not had clinical practice since 2017.
So there's our answer.
Exactly.
He hasn't been practicing for 7 years.
Yeah, I knew the answer was coming up because, cheater, I am.
Yeah.
So his response to this was, a little bit predictable. Update: read Canada Supreme Court. Supreme Court. I don't think I could do a voice of his because it's. I don't know. The court has rejected my appeal regarding the decision of the Ontario College of Psychologists to subject me to indefinite re-education, primarily for publicly opposing the butchers and the liars subjecting children to sterilizations and mutilation. Jesus Christ. I am also required to pay whatever costs the college accrued in relation to my appeal. I am now bereft of options on the legal front in Canada. I guess it's on with the show.
Yeah. Keep going with your stupid show.
Yeah, I need to be more comforting. I think you're absolutely right. Maybe Death Strike. So, what do you think he does?
Fundraisers, of course.
No. Jordan Peterson agrees to social media coaching after Supreme Court declines free speech case. All that shit for him to go back.
Okay.
Yeah. He wants to save his license. So the question I have is, why? Why does he need to save his license? What the fuck does he want to save his license for?
Well, credibility, man. Imagine being, like, getting your license revoked. Like, you're...
In the space that he's in, that can totally work for him. He's in the right-wing, dumb, information-free age area. I lost my license because the woke liberals repressing my messaging. They don't want me to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
he could fucking make double money now.
He could, or he could take the course, then he could bash the course online.
I suppose. I don't know if it'd be as much money, as much street cred, so to speak.
Well, he's going to keep his street cred. They're going to listen to him no matter what. Doesn't matter. Except for the fact that he can now take the course and talk about how, whatever it is.
I don't know.
I think he's going to.
I don't know if he's got that much street cred because, how much alpha male is it?
He has no street cred already. The only cred he has is with fucking losers who are losers. I don't know what to tell you. Like, they'll...
Come on, he's got the big street cred with Joe Rogan and with, with Elon Musk.
He wants to keep his license. I understand why. I get it.
Keep his license.
By the way, I can't believe I forgot what I did Monday.
Are we still there?
I recorded my song on Monday.
Ah, yes. Well, you should have held on to that information till the appropriate time.
This is appropriate. I needed to let people know that I know what I remembered when you were talking about Jordan Peterson. It came to me. Can't believe I forgot that. But anyways, that's what I was doing on Monday, finishing up the song with Too Blunt Moody. But anyways, we'll talk about it later.
All right, spoilers. So... that was Jordan Peterson last week, and it feels like it's more than a week away. But again, we're going to keep going, and we're going to move on to this one's more of a brief overview here because we don't have much information into what's going on in this yet. And this is Doug Ford. We have nothing to hide. Doug Ford says RCP interviews potential witnesses linked to Ontario government in Greenbelt criminal probe. In a statement to the Star on Friday, Premier Doug Ford's office confirmed that aides and former staffers were being interviewed. RCP detectives investigating Toronto Star's report from Robert Benzie. RCP detectives investigating the $8.28 billion Greenbelt plan swap scandal are interviewing witnesses linked to Premier Doug Ford's government. As first disclosed by the Star, current and former progressive conservative aides are sitting with the bounties to discuss Ford's controversial 2022 decision to open up the 7,400 acres of the 2 million acre Greenbelt to housing development. So obviously that's still an ongoing investigation.
Does it seem to you that Doug Ford, is this
a shady fucker?
Is this not reminiscent of the spiraling of his brother, all these scandals and stuff, and like the fact that he just finished saying stuff about people going to veterinarians' offices for their scans and shit like that. Like he's totally
Well,
like losing his marbles now. He's kind of spiraling.
so I the message off the thing is agreed in poor taste, considering the way the state he's left our healthcare, and he's done nothing to try to address it.
Yeah.
And more than likely, as everybody knows, I believe it's absolutely intentional. Um, but I don't like I don't view that more as just a poor taste kind of joke he's trying to do. But I mean, there's a difference between the scandals that his brother had and he had. Like his brother had a few scandals like this, but some of the other scandals his brother had were just like, dude, you're going to parties and smoking crack. Like, that's just weird.
And he didn't offer to eat that woman's, you know what, out because he's got plenty at home. Did you see that interview? That was funny. I just saw that.
Again, Rob Ford had some weird sort of scandals. And it was, I always thought of Rob Ford as to why people kept on voting him back in. I'm like, I think people are just truly entertained. They just don't want him to go away, so they figured they'd probably vote him back in as a mayor.
I think I don't think that's what it is. Nobody's gonna have him.
Uh-oh.
That's stupid.
You disappeared for a moment there. Yeah.
No, I have an update on my computer. What is it for?
Well, don't do it. I'm
not going to do it. Your device needs to restart to install updates. Maybe that's why it's doing that. Ooh.
Why are we doing the downloads? Or
whatever.
Camilla's downloading a whole bunch of stuff or something.
No, she's not. She's just watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Just watching
So you were saying about Ford.
I'm just saying I think he's spiraling. He's just, I mean,
I don't disagree.
Whatever. I can't believe we elected him for a second term.
Well, we didn't. Oh wait, sorry. We re-elected
yes, we did.
Doug Ford. We re-elected him, but Rob Ford. I'm like, I think Rob Ford was.
No, Rob Ford is different because we don't live in Toronto. We had nothing to do with that.
No, it just tells you a lot about
Did
Toronto.
they have voter apathy in Toronto for the mayor or what? Is that what happened? Because that's what happened in Ontario for the premier. So
to be honest, I don't know. I'd have to go take a look in regards to what the numbers and the polling are. I haven't done any research in Rob Ford ever, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's quite possible. I have no idea what the other candidates were, and again, it could have been just that, or between that, or just maybe people didn't connect with the issues, they didn't care about whatever the issues people were coming up with, and therefore Rob Ford just seemed as the entertaining person to pick because people didn't connect with the issues. That'll happen. Why not? You're not gonna like anybody there, but at least have somebody who's gonna entertain the hell out of you. Because, god damn.
Still don't think that's the reason.
I know, but I don't put it past people. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes people are just terrible. Hey.
Yes.
Speaking of terrible people.
There's quite a few of them.
There are. Released from jail.
Seems like such old news.
Doesn't it? We had a long weekend. So, Package was released on Friday with new conditions. We'll be going over some of that information. After being arrested for, I believe, over a week. He was arrested on for breach of his bail conditions.
Thank you so much.
Allegedly, he hasn't been convicted.
Correct. Well, correct.
Hi guys.
alleged breach of his conditions.
Hi, Tyson! I'm coming home, buddy! I'm coming home, buddy! I'll see you soon!
Hands are full. Yeah.
See you later, Sophie!
God bless you.
See you later, Pat!
Here.
Later, Pat!
Thank you for coming, Jen.
Didn't want to shake my hand, apparently.
Storm 5 says hi. Thanks, guys. See you
Thank you
later.
very much! Talk ya!
So, let's go through a bit of that, shall we? So, Pat King's out on the bail conditions, but with some review. This is a story from CBC by David Fraser. So, Pat King danced out of Ottawa Courthouse Friday after being given bail with stricter social media rules and a new charge breaching his original conditions, and having forfeited $25,000 to the court. We'll get back to that after. His bail was revoked following allegations he violated court-imposed rules on his social media use. King's new bail conditions come with a much more strict rules on his social media use. He is not allowed to have other people post on his behalf and must limit his online communications to fundraising. The court also has imposed limits on items such that he can auction off to fund his defense. King can't sell any items related to the Freedom Convoy and is allowed only to describe the items up for sale. So that is pretty much it. He's got new set of certies, I think, in there without going into detail there. Oh yeah, so that is, this is all according from CBC is what we got. He was in there for I think a little over a week. So there's been one of the questions that's coming in from Ziggy, have there been any social media posts yet? None that we're aware of from Pat King. Now, there are conditions where he's not allowed to post anything to social media unless it's specifically to sell items for fundraising or anything related to fundraising. Now, I haven't checked today, and I haven't heard of anything different in regards to it. I'm sure we'll probably see a heads up about it soon enough if he has. There's also another condition in there that nobody else is allowed to post for him on his behalf on social media. That's been also explicitly said.
Specifically, Sophie.
That was also explicitly defined, Sophie, but I believe it also goes up to everybody else too. He may be able to get away with it from his lawyer, but I'm not sure. So
No.
that's pretty much as much as I know. Thoughts, do you know? What is it?
There's still
It
a
was a long time ago.
fundraiser thing going on that Melissa McGee has with Tamara Leach singing at it. And the question Millie had, which was a very good question.
That one's coming up in the stories here.
Okay.
We got two more things on Pat King. So we got this. I'm just checking in regards to the bail review. Anything else on there?
No, there's nothing to say. Whatever. The Crown and the defense were able to come up with a resolution for his bail conditions, and that was it.
None of it was surprising either. I mean, I'm not crazy, and I understanding everything that's involved right now. I'm not crazy about people going into OCDC for any particular purpose.
Yeah.
It's not a great thing. It didn't help him to not follow the conditions according to the Crown. If what they allege is true, then it's maybe that didn't help him for sure. I don't. What he got as a release in conditions, not surprised. I feel it's fitting. He got out. He got the conditions amended to address the issue that the Crown claims to have. I don't think there's any change or anything else to say on that.
No, there isn't.
Yeah. So now he had his first fundraiser that was supposed to happen there, which was the what was it? It was a big event coming up there.
Bulls and Bash or something.
No, not the Bulls and Bash. It was the other one there. This was coming up in.
Oh, you were the one that he lied about, saying that he was the concert thing with Honeymoon
Yes.
Suite and stuff.
Yeah, it was with Honeymoon Suite, Biff Naked, Nazareth, and everything else.
Well.
So that particular venue and that particular event, he was banned from. King volunteered to buy tickets to the event. The organizers say he won't be welcome. So why do you ask? Dream Carnival organizer Pat King has been banned from a music festival. By the way, this is again from Dave Fraser at CBC. Festival in central Alberta, which he had been promoting for weeks alongside with other fundraisers for his legal defense in Ottawa. King has been urging 336,000 followers to buy tickets for the Rock the Track Music Festival. That's the name. I'm missing it. Which features Nazareth, the Headstones, Biff Naked, Northern Pikes, and other rock acts, including a few local ones. But organizers of the 3-day event in Rimbey, Alberta, which kicks off today, that being Friday, say King will not be permitted on site. It appears Pat knows somebody that is in our volunteer group and was planning to volunteer himself. Promoter Courtney Yutchman wrote in an email to CBC News on behalf of Rock the Track. He was using his connection to promote the event and give the impression that he was more involved than just a volunteer. It seems he was using this to increase his popularity, potentially. I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. Thoughts? I know my thoughts on this one.
I don't have thoughts. I mean,
I do.
You go ahead.
Fine. This guy was totally going to use this event. And I mean, the whole thing was, yeah, I'm totally this. And he said this event was to help him raise funds for it. He was going to try to grift connection to the event to try to raise money for his legal defense. I get he's got a huge legal bill, but
How?
Sorry?
How is he going to get money out of this?
Just trying to associate himself with the event to try to get. I'm not sure how.
But how? They would have bought the tickets and it wouldn't have gone to him unless it was supposed to go to him and the venue was found out. I have no idea because one of the organizers is friends with him or something like that. There was some story about that.
Maybe he was going to get up and backstage to talk to some people and try to get, trick Biff Naked to do something or
yeah, because artists are stupid.
No, I don't doubt artists are not
stupid. How is Pat
going
to trick anybody into doing anything?
He might just get a photo with them, and then he's going to write whatever he wants with that photo.
Okay.
Like it could be something as that simple, that stupid. The artist has no idea. They just took a photo with what they figured was a volunteer or a fan, and it turns into something else without their knowledge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they know who Pat King is.
Maybe not. I mean, it's hard to tell. Some might not. But once they find out who he is, I'm pretty sure they want nothing to do with him.
Well, they told him it's nothing to do with him.
Sorry?
They told him they want nothing to do with him.
It's true. They told him they want nothing to do with it. I mean, in the article later on, if you guys want to read it up, again, CBC has it. Nazareth came out and said, we have no idea who this guy is. Like, no idea. And then they found out some more and like, yeah, still don't know, don't want to.
You're a loser, baby, so why don't you kill you? I said it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a loser, baby.
It's a weird song.
I love it. Next.
So this one's a bit of a longer video. I'll let you guys take a look at this. I'm being terrible and not being prepared. Mostly because I'm being indecisive. Here we go. So next we go back to Ottawa and we go to Saturday. I missed out this particular event. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite feeling well. But somebody else was there, and we'll let you see what he said.
I'll try anything, man. What am I?
You're a Zionist, yeah. That's why you're here. You're here for clouds, right? You're here for views, right? Can't even afford a real camera. He's got 2 phones.
So that's happening. The police just stand by and watch. That's
What?
Flag or right? That's Why are they so on the police here?
I love that umbrella.
Me too.
I told them we need, well, it's not okay that there's 1,000 police around and none are here. Well, they're not here when the guys are pushing
Nothing
in
wrong
my
is
face,
happening.
are they?
Shut the fuck up.
Is it okay? I don't think it is.
You're
I don't
fucking
care
idiot.
anymore.
Fuck that guy's stupid.
I love the guy with the green horn.
There's citizens that need help down here, officers.
Why? Because nobody wants
There's
to
a
talk to
bunch
you, you
of
piece of shit?
citizens that need help down here, guys.
The guy on the right, that's our
Like,
left.
honestly.
Face.
Hello, sergeant, officers, officer in the truck. We need help down here, guys. Oh, you're just gonna all bike away? Are you kidding me? There's people getting pushed around. There's all kinds of intimidation, disorderly following, smoke grenades being set off. For fuck's sakes! I should have to come down here and beg you for help.
No, you should go home, you
Hey.
piece of shit.
Oh, it's that, eh? I should leave because they're breaking the law. Is that what you say, Sergeant? Do your
Nobody's
job.
breaking the law, you fucking idiot.
All of this could have been prevented. So these guys, I asked for help and they biked away from me. I had to run down a full block to get help. Well, I need to talk to someone about this after.
Oh, you need help.
Yeah, I do. Which one of you guys how many of you biked away from me when I asked for help? Which one of you guys?
Nobody's listening to Dacey.
Everyone who bicycled away down a block and made me chase them a block for help, raise your hand. Every one of you cowards who bicycled away when I asked for help, raise your hands.
Even Smoothie's
You're
laughing.
all on video, so you'll be pretty famous by the end of the night.
Yeah,
and you'll
sure.
all live
You're
as
gonna make them
well.
famous, Dacey. You've been working
I
on
literally
that
asked for help,
3
and
years.
8 officers disengaged. I had to chase them. Like, come on.
You have enough energy to chase them? Then run home, you dumb little bitch. You fucking little bitch. You crying ass little bitch. Shut the fuck up. People don't
It's-
want to talk to you. That's not a problem. Nobody has to
That's exactly it.
space for you, asshole.
Yeah. It's Ziggy fine. Nobody raised their hands. Nobody could give a shit about you.
Nobody was listening to me. He's like a fucking wasp buzzing around your fucking ear. It's just like,
So, I mean, like it's like, I mean, the entitlement of the whole,
it's
like the cops, to me, when
where
you're
are the
watching
cops?
I want, hang on a second, I'm going to bring the video back.
Like what on earth are the cops gonna do? Because the guy said you're a Zionist and you're videoing us for clout, aren't you? What part of that was illegal, Chris Dacey?
Yeah.
You fucking moron.
But it's to me was so yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Like his interaction with that gentleman was just like
It's nothing.
It's just
It was a
lame.
nothing burger.
So, to me, though, the really interesting point here to me is this cop. I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse pointer. More than likely, you can't. The cop at the bottom left, who's facing, is the only one looking at Dacey right now. Just watch the facial expression as as Dacey's approaching him.
There's citizens that need help down here, officers.
One on the left.
That need help.
There's a bunch of citizens that need help down here, guys. Like, honestly. Hello,
Just-
Sergeant, officers, officer in the truck.
Like, just
Officer in the truck is busy typing shit into his computer. He doesn't give a fuck about you.
yeah. These officers right now, there's thousands of people. A little background, which for those who are there and everything else, I'm sure they'll correct me here. There's thousands of people at this event. A large Palestinian march when it comes to
Tens
Ottawa.
of thousands at that one.
I have no idea on the numbers, and I don't disagree with you because I'm looking at the screen here, and it's definitely it's in the high numbers.
Yes.
So, even still, even the officers here, when they get to the thousands, they've worked it out with the organization. There's a plan of what they're doing because they're shutting down streets. They're organizing where the march is going to be. The cops are helping out by working with the organizers, going, okay, this is where we're going to be. This is where we're going to be doing. This is what the time, and there's a whole thing in motion. To have just a few people walking in there just screaming, and they know what these guys are doing.
Trying to cause trouble too. Like,
Yeah.
okay, nobody cares.
To the cops, they're like, I can deal with you and deal with this crowd. I'm going to deal with a large crowd, and it's going to be easier with me to deal with, just ask you to leave, to deal with this large crowd than everything else. Because right now, the large crowd is not a problem. The large crowd
The
has
large
no
crowd
problem
wasn't even paying attention to fucking Dacey. They're the ones who are trying. Citizens need you. No. Nobody needs.
This we're
That
fine.
you guys are like going. Oh my god, they always do that shit. Like they go
Well-
right up to their faces. They start yell like whatever. Okay, so. Well, like,
The citizens,
do you ever
citizens
see
need
me go into their fucking stupid protests and
Oh.
call the police and be like, help me, help me? Does that ever fucking happen?
No, that's true. I was going to say, do you ever go to their protests? Yes.
I do go to their protests
Yeah.
and I do communicate with them and I laugh at them and I make fun of them. But do I run to the police and be like, help me? These guys
Down
are
the shit out of it? No.
they don't want to talk to me. They don't like me. Help me. They're yelling at me. They're telling me to fuck off and fuck Trudeau. Like, who cares? None of them touched you, Dacey. Not one single person there touched any of you. They just hurt
Sure.
your fucking feefies. Like, shut the fuck up, you whiny ass piece of shit, entitled fucking snowflake. The end. So
Yeah.
brutal.
And this is a wonderful one that's about this. And thank you for
Zero lies were detected.
But thank you for reminding me in regards to this one there. Should be, which is sorry, not that one. Sorry, Steve.
That one's a good one too.
Oh yeah,
Smoke
no, there
grenades, right? Exactly.
it is. It is. Oh, thank you, Magic Hand.
That's what I said. Smoke grenades.
They
Yet they let off
cry
fireworks.
hard about the smoke grenades, and I'm like, the smoke
They're
grenades
not
aren't
even
really that
smoke
much.
grenades. They're
No,
not
they're not.
called
Well,
smoke grenades.
technically, they are. If you go to the Enola Gay site, they're called smoke grenades. There, they're not. But the thing is, like, they cause smoke. They make no noise. Like I've stood beside them, and the noise that they make is
I've
it's
never
a
heard them.
dull
making
hiss.
this.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a dull hiss. It's
all right. If you want to
it's-
call that
it's,
a noise.
yeah, it's the point being the sound is not going to be. It's not.
I can't hear it over the chanting.
You won't hear it over the chanting. I hear a lot more louder noises all the time. Mostly,
like Dacey's
from
whining?
that side.
Oh, what
Um,
about Dacey's whining? I couldn't
that's
hear
it.
the smoke grenades over his whining.
That's true. The point being, like, they make no noise comparatively. It's not. They cause some smoke. They last about, depending which ones you get. Yeah, they
Meanwhile,
usually last about
fireworks
30
scare
seconds.
dogs into traffic. Like they literally
They do.
scare dogs. And these
Fireworks,
guys are setting
yeah.
them off in the parking lot, in like where there's electrical boxes and fucking buildings and cars and
Yeah.
just
The smoke grenade that these guys are holding in their hand, they hold them, they go off, and then that's it. They they throw them out because they're empty and they're done. These guys are firing off fireworks that can be lighting other stuff on fire and causing a danger and damage. And
And
that
yes.
is safe and great.
And Ziggy's
In the
right.
city.
The convoy used plenty of smoke grenades, and Ziggy actually posted that under my tweet where I said these guys lit fireworks. And then there were nice pictures of the
Fireworks,
red
smoke
and
grenades,
white
everything.
smoke grenades that were going off all the time.
Yep.
All the time.
Fireworks, smoke grenades, all fine. Oh, these people.
Dacey's
the
such a
only-
fucking hypocritical, whiny ass little bitch.
The only thing I'd ask to Dacey, and if this message ever gets to Dacey, which I'm sure it will, is I want you to and I'm not going to put anything else in here, but I want you to clarify why you think citizens need assistance when you were there. Because I know there was at least tens of thousands. Oh no, but there's tens of thousands of citizens that were also there.
Yeah.
I just want to know if you're trying to, say something there. That's all.
They're just fucking hurt in the feels because our movement is actually meaningful and actually. You know what's stupid about Dacey? Dacey, here's a fucking little tidbit of information for you, you dumb fuck. Dacey was downtown one day a little over a year ago, okay? And Dacey fell into this protest. And it was Eritreans who were protesting. And you know who the Eritreans were protesting? This is far before October 7th. The Eritreans were protesting Israel. And do you know why the Eritreans were? And this is, Dacey caught this. He doesn't fucking remember this. He doesn't fucking know. He didn't really even listen to what their concerns were. But what's happening is
Israel at the time either.
Yeah, Israel. If for people who don't know, Israel is part of the responsible for the civil war in Congo, in Sudan, in Eritrea. Eritrea and Ethiopia were in conflict. There's refugees from Eritrea because of what the meddling that's going on by Israel and the United States are going to Israel. And what Israel likes to tout is that, we let them in and, they can be refugees here and they're safe here. No. In fact, the Eritreans here in Canada were protesting the fact that Israel was making them prisoners and slave laborers, as a matter of fact. And guess what Israelis do to prisoners, everyone? We just found out. I mean, we didn't just find out. This has been documented for fucking years and years and years. However, now the Israelis are being very, very open about it because the discussion isn't whether or not they're raping people or not. The discussion is whether they have the right to rape people or not. And they rape prisoners. And so Eritreans as well are being. So there you go, Dacey. Why don't you go back to your fucking library of live streams and see what Israel has been doing, not just to the Palestinians. Okay? Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Exactly. But, so we had to respond. Hang on a second. Should probably pause you because you know what? I feel it's going to be applicable to once we watch the next video, which is, again, Dacey, and I made an editorial choice in the following video, and I'll explain to you guys in a minute. Or I'm going to explain to you guys right now. Generally, I try to cut down the videos as to what they are, or at least to the highlighted points to try to sort of focus on the whole thing. Now, this video here is his message after the incident you guys saw on Parliament Hill, and his response to it. And I chose, as I was editing it, you know what? I'm going to let him just say everything unedited. So I'm going to do something different than him, as the way he released it, and we're going to respond to it as is. So it's a little bit longer. It comes to around 4 to 5 minutes.
All right.
And
excuse my yelling in between if I hear his stupid fucking whiny little crackly voice.
I'm going to recommend you, Deana, do the same as I. I'm getting my notepad ready to write notes of things I want to mention. Get your pencils. Everybody get your pencils.
Get your pencils out, children. Mm-hmm. I have 2 pencils in case the other one runs out.
I have a keyboard. So, are you ready, my Are you ready, Deana?
Yes. I'm looking for paper. Got it. It's not playing yet. It's going to play soon.
No. I just want to know if you were ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, Dacey here.
Oh, God.
So it was a pretty wild day in Ottawa today. There was a very large pro-Palestinian protest that went on. There was problems with police. There was aggressive people.
Like
I
you?
want to first off say that I think the most aggressive people
Is you?
probably were infiltrators into your cause.
You.
There's people waving communist flags, hammering sickles. There's Antifa. There's Black Bloc. There's all kinds of different people that have, they're taking advantage of you. They're taking advantage of you and your cause, and they're doing you an incredible disservice. I went into today with a very open mind and
No, you
with an open heart.
didn't.
Thanks very much to a friend and a brother. I'm a Christian, but a Muslim brother, Kamil al-Sheikh. Him and I worked very closely together last year on the 1 Million March for Children. It was a huge success. Christians and Muslims were uniting, and it went kind of south afterwards. But we had a lot of really good success there. I have.
Taking a laughter break there for a second.
Why did it go south, do you ask? Could it be the Islamophobia? I don't know. Could
So-
it? You fucking idiot.
So, do you want to continue, or do you want to take a
yeah,
pause?
yeah.
And
no,
and-
just
all right.
rip,
We
rip
can take
off
a
the
pause and
Band-Aid.
discuss up to this point right now.
Well,
if you want.
sure. He's a fucking
Alright.
idiot. And what I love
Mhm.
is the only reason why he's bringing up Kamal and him going in with an open heart, which he didn't. We all realize he did exactly what he always does when he goes to the
Yeah.
Palestinian protest. And Christine as well, who, by the way, I'm bringing this up because it was me who called out Kamal and for being around these Islamophobes and whatever. And Kamal's like, I'm educating him. And now they're trying to pretend that this has been going on the whole time. But while Kamal was spewing that garbage out of his mouth, that he was educating them, Christine yells, "Go Israel!" Like,
If you guys want proof, go take a look at a live on our Facebook page,
That's
and
right.
take a look at the live with Deana where she's talking to Kamel.
yeah.
And this is Friday because I was there actually at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, this is during the Pat King thing. Just
Mhm.
a total fucking joke. These people are trying to act
Yeah.
like anyway, but that's funny that he says it was very successful, but then things went south, you know? Yeah. Did they go south?
So what I'm laughing at him because again, there's many reasons to laugh at him right now. Is he's saying like your movement is so important for pro-Palestine, but you guys are infiltrated by all these groups. And I'm like, all right,
They're not
which group?
infiltrated. They are they are the heart of the groups.
Hey, my turn. But yeah, you're absolutely right. These are part of the groups, and that's exactly the point. Sorry, no, not quite, and I'll explain why. So, yes, most of these are part of the groups, but one in particular isn't, and I'll explain why. So, communists being involved, absolutely. Communists is one of the halves of Antifa.
They-
Antifa is two halves. It's communism and anarchism. It's the red being communism and the black being anarchism. They are, anti-establishment, anti-police being the anarchy, and communism where everybody, is anti-capitalism. That's what Antifa does. But also the foundation of it is anti-fascism, which is what Israel is in regards to Palestine, being being the apartheid state that Israel has put onto Palestine.
Fascist state.
Yes, it's a fascist state that's creating an apartheid in the area. So, communists and Antifa, it's not two groups. One is actually part of the whole of the other one. And Black Bloc is also invading. Black Bloc is like saying hoodie sweaters are invading. It's
Yeah.
a style of dress for protests.
And
Like baseball hats are showing up. Okay.
Yeah.
What? It's just you're not.
They
You
didn't
don't
just
know
show
what's
up
going
either.
on.
These
No, no.
people have been there since the fucking beginning, you dumb fuck. They didn't just learn about Palestine today like you are, you stupid fucking idiot. Like,
It
fuck,
is.
drives
Yeah.
me nuts.
He is. It's. You are apparently been reporting on this for 2 years, and you still have no clue of what you're looking at and what's going on.
Nothing.
How are you this oblivious to it?
Because he doesn't fucking care. It doesn't affect him. That's why.
So let's keep going. It's going to get worse.
Respect for my my Muslim brothers and sisters, as I have respect for my Jewish brothers and sisters, and all of my human brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, a lot of the cause, it seems, that you guys are fighting for, has been infiltrated and bastardized and grabbed by the powers that be, by the radical left. They are taking over your cause. They're causing all kinds of division.
Nobody's divided.
I honestly,
Can you pause it
I'm
for
a
a
little
second?
disappointed.
Nobody's divided in these causes.
Nobody is divided in these causes, and it's not radical to say no to genocide. And we've been saying no to it forever, from the beginning. And we have been very clear and very firm in the message. And if that's radical to you, you're a fucking idiot, because people are getting blown to bits. This is not about, oh, we're gonna smooth you into this, and so that you can feel like it's okay to be against genocide. Fuck you if you're not already against genocide. Fuck you if you're not against what's happening to the Palestinians. We don't need to coddle you and bring you in. Okay, we don't need to perform the way you need us to perform for you to understand that what is happening to the Palestinian people is not right. So if you're having a hard time with your fifis, you can go fuck yourself. And Maple Minds made a couple of great points. I had written one of them down, but I'm just going to say
She usually does.
that Maple Minds says we need to do a compilation of him, because he comes after you every time. You weren't even looking in his direction when he comes up to you when you interacted with other people, which is true. Even when the only time I was like, why are you so close to me? Because I even said, what did he say about what does he say about Palestinians to Kamal? I'm not even fucking looking at him. My camera is. I'm not. I'm looking right at Kamal. And that's why these idiots who post all of their things, it's perfect, because then it means that there can be other angles of what I look like behind my camera. And the other thing that Maple Minds brought up, which I want to talk about, is the fact that he needs to drop his Diagolon and V4F and all that stuff if he's actually sincere about what he's saying. This is why things went south. And today, while I was cleaning out my photos so that I can make room in my thing, I came across the photo from June 9th where they had the Muslim woman standing there with the Diagolon flag, and them making a mockery of Muslims by getting her to hold a flag. She has no fucking idea what it is. I mean, she's an idiot. She's a bigot. She's going to hold up a flag. She doesn't even know what the fuck it means. And now the people who came up with that flag, the people who came up with the Diagolon, which is the flag represents it, are saying all this shit about Muslims, all this shit about Sikhs, all this shit about immigrants. Like, why do you think things went south, you dumb fuck? Chris Dacey stood in front of Parliament Hill with the Diagolon flag. He was Dag of the Day, by the way. You guys need to follow Lady
Chris
Callan.
Dacey also stood in Toronto at a drag story time with White Lives Matter Toronto.
That's right.
Like,
so just shut the fuck up with your fake bullshit. You're not going to, everything he says is a fucking lie. He sounds drunk, by the way. He sounds like he's had a couple. Anyway, I'm done. Rant over. There's still more of this fucking video.
oh, there is.
I'll try to hold back.
I doubt
Drives
it.
me
We don't want you
nuts.
to.
Pointed today, it's not in the people that were protesting today. In fact, I think that the protest today was good. It was a lot better than
you didn't
most
act like
I've
it.
seen. It goes a lot better to help your cause when you're on the Hill and you're speaking coherently and you're making your case. When you let communists and Black Bloc and Antifa use.
I really need him to define what a communist is. I need him
re-
to actually sit on a live and say what a communist is, because he says it like it's a reactionary thing because he's been programmed to it. I need him to say and explain what a communist is in detail so that he can try to explain why it's good or bad. I have reasons why I think communism is good. I have reasons why I think communism is bad. I have those two views because I know it enough to be able to understand it. It's not evil. It is a great and interesting economic system that has its benefits and its minuses, in my view.
all
And I've had
democracy or
debated, yeah,
all government systems have that.
yeah, exactly. And I think there's great things for and against communism. I think there's great things for and against socialism. I think there's great thing. I think there's just a lot more negative things, obviously, for capitalism. And I'm open to discussing all sorts of the different points. And I'd love to be. And again, when I discuss it with a lot of other people, absolutely, I've learned stuff and I've changed and I've adapted to certain things and some views in regards to socialism and capitalism. I've even adapted to understand a little bit better and some better clarity. I still have some issues with stuff like, even for something as simple as UBI. The idea is fantastic, but I have concerns with it in regards to its longevity. And it's mostly because we are terrible in maintaining programs to help people. And so UBI is like, yeah, how is UBI not going to be
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
killed off as the other stuff?
Yeah.
In regards to like, OCDS or OS, Ontario,
Ontario Works,
ODSP,
or
and
DSP.
other stuff.
I would like him to tell me how this protest was more or less coherent than all of the protests that have been happening since a week after October 7th. It is exactly the same. The message has been the same. He has come to those protests where rabbis stood there and spoke and they were very coherent.
Oh.
And I thought maybe, just maybe at this one, because the rabbis were standing in front of the Israeli consulate or whatever, the embassy, and speaking very eloquently.
Oh, those rabbis are fantastic.
They were, and they are. And I thought maybe, just maybe, he's going to figure this shit out. And he still continued to come time after time after time, calling them pro-Hamas rallies, anti-Israel rallies. You know what from the river to the sea means? It means genocide of the Israelis.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Fuck up already. Just shut the fuck up. And Mark, I am fighting for Canada because Canada is made up of a variation of different groups from different countries, and that's what makes Canada beautiful. And when we have pieces of shit like you and pieces of shit like Chris Dacey who try to divide up Canadians into groups because some are brown and some have turbans and some have hijabs and all this other stuff, you can go take a fucking hike. That's why I'm angry. I'm angry because people are getting killed, murdered, slaughtered by the hundreds, by the thousands because of attitudes like his and attitudes like yours. That's why I'm angry. I am fighting for Canada. This is not the Canada that I can be proud of. These people, you people that make up Canada, you don't make me proud. Genocide does not make me proud. My money going to genocide does not make me proud. Next, keep going. Roll the fucking stupid dumbass face.
You and your cause to further their cause.
Fuck off.
To undermine morality.
Not
to
undermining shit.
They undermine so much.
Oh, do they? Like what?
I don't really know what I'm exactly
Like
trying
what?
to say here.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. That should be the end.
You're saying shit.
Stop. You should have just stopped there then, Dacey, because you're right. You don't know what the fuck you're saying.
You're saying shit. Completely. It's complete bullshit what you're saying. I mean, they're trying to undermine your cause to advance their cause. What cause are they trying to? Are they taking over the Palestinian protests to advance?
They're just standing there marching with their flags, and that fucking scares you, you fucking idiot. That's all they're doing. Literally, the communists. He shines his camera on them. He's like, "Look, there's communist flags," and they're in line with everybody else, and they're chanting the same chants.
Yep.
and listening to the same fucking words coming out of the people who are speaking the speeches. They are actually the ones who are writing letters to MPs, MPPs, mayors, starting campaigns, doing fundraisers, doing all of the heavy lifting, as a matter of fact.
So just to clarify also, the communist flags he's talking about, if they're the ones I'm thinking about, he's talking about the communist flags that are for the Communist Party of Canada. They march at pro-Palestine. They march at many different events. I remember seeing them show up at Drag Time, Story Time. Again, as I said, Antifa's two flags: communism and anarchism. You'll see black flags and you'll see red flags.
Yeah.
Their political party showing support for a cause, much like we saw the NDP show up for some of the trans and the trans marches, or the Million March, the counter march that we did. It's not surprising to see your political parties show up to show support, because that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see your message show up there. So again, it's just, I don't know. I don't know where, like, you know what? There's something more he's going to say that I want to let him say first before I can go and lose on him.
I'm someone that comes into this with preconceived notions and with my own biases.
Oh, yeah.
I'm someone that comes into this with a genuine heart. I'm trying to figure out what to do. My goal is to, ultimately, we need to stop the slaughter of innocent people everywhere. On every
centrist.
side, wherever you fall, innocents should not be
Both
hurt,
sides
should not be
it.
slaughtered. I want to ease the suffering of the world.
No, you don't, you piece of
These
shit.
are the things I want to do.
You want to make porn videos.
I'm not a hostile person. I would
you
gladly and actually would like to
You're all
talk
hostility.
to many people, to Muslims, to anyone.
Nobody wants to
I'd
talk.
like to talk about what your grievances are, what
No, you
what
don't.
your issues are with the government.
You
with
listen to
our-
the Eritreans and you don't remember that they fucking protested. You have no idea what Israel has been doing to many, 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 many people. You don't listen. You pretend you do for the camera, but then it goes like this, because you can't fucking hold on to any fucking information that doesn't, if it doesn't affect you, you don't give a shit. You're full of shit. The only reason why you're talking this way is because I called you on it. The only reason why you're having this little fucking pep talk with yourself on camera is because I fucking called you on it.
Mm-hmm.
You and your stupid fucking bigot friend, Kamal, who also doesn't fucking give a shit about the Palestinian children. Not a goddamn even little bit. Just all fucking showboating. Who's the bigot that you banned?
Mr. Taylor.
Bye, Mark. See ya.
If you don't recognize what you said as to be bigoted, more accurately in his case, racist.
I didn't even read it.
Yeah, it was racist. It was enough. It was bad.
Oh, I see.
Mass.
Now I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mass immigration in the UK. That's what we're not talking about that shit. Moving on.
Yeah.
government, with foreign governments. I want to know about the things that bother you, the struggles you're facing, the struggles we're all facing. I would gladly have a conversation.
Sounds like an abusive
with
boyfriend.
anyone who wants to have one in good faith.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I've talked to Kamel and him.
Okay. This is something that will be related to people who are on the TikTok side, and I know about this, is this dumbass is trying to do something called bridging the gap. If you're TikTok, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not aware of that, this was some sort of movement that these guys tried to do. It was like, oh, we're going to try to meet you halfway and have a discussion. This is dumbassery right-wing shit, where it's like, oh, it starts off with sea lining.
Yes.
Where they come in and it's like, oh, I'm just trying to ask questions. I'm just here to talk to you and ask questions. Dina's shaking her head because
Yep.
I don't know if you remember the incident. I remember.
the incident.
Yeah, like both of us remember.
The guy who wasn't allowed to be in Ottawa, who
yes,
fucking
we got arrested for that. So that kind of was like a silver lining that entertained us. But He comes across the street to Deana. This is back in Tupac. He's like, I don't know what's all this. I'm just here to ask questions because, I'm just a reasonable guy.
Yeah.
And all it is just to ask questions to pepper with questions to just keep asking to just basically to tire you out.
I
'Cause
don't
it's a
need,
dumbass move.
and nobody needs to explain to you why genocide is wrong, why raping anybody is wrong. We don't need to have a discussion. There is no halfway. There is no meeting place for us to negotiate human rights. That is off the table. It is non-negotiable. So either you fucking get it or you don't get it. And if you don't get it, don't fucking waste our time. Like you want to buzz around and be a fucking bug at the protest, go for it. But stop whining to the cops as if, all this shit's happening to you. Nobody fucking gives a flying fuck about you, you piece of shit. They're going to push you out because you don't belong inside where everybody is. And that's it. That's it. Like,
the protest is going to push you out. I've seen it. I watched it. I've helped in many cases to just get you out of the way. The cops are going to then push you out because they are dealing and managing with a large group, and they're going to try to keep the large group at peace. And if one person is causing a lot of trouble for that group, they're going to handle the smaller thing to fix with the least amount of energy. And if that's just kicking you out, bye, bitch.
hey, I was not allowed to go onto the parliament grounds when the Israeli.
Yep.
And he knows
You just
that
close up.
because he was there. Nobody who was pro-Palestinian was allowed to go onto the hill during the Israeli rally. Nobody.
Because you're the smaller group.
Well, not only that, because it was going to cause a conflict because the Israelis are fucking violent pieces of shit. You saw what they were like many times.
Yeah.
So even when I was there, they were fucking walking.
They hadn't really shown their violence yet, but
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
Yeah, they did. You just didn't see it very well on my. Yes, I got some guy fucking ran purposely shoved into me. Oh yeah, somebody was putting their flag in my face when I was out there and whatever, and I'm just laughing away. And I even said to the guy, "You fucking pushed me." Okay, tough. It's just they were already doing that.
oh yeah.
Yes, and anyway. He's all fucking crybaby because he can't go in the middle of the Palestinian protest. I couldn't go into the Israeli protest. Did I whine and cry to them that I couldn't go? No. I gave them a little bit of a hard time at the beginning and then I walked off. And then I went where I was supposed to go. Behind the other fucking thing where you filmed me and oh, there's Deana, blah, blah, blah. It's the same rules for everybody. And if you don't like them, then break them, but don't go running to the police because you broke the fucking rules. Accept the consequences, whatever they fucking are. It's that simple.
Yeah, exactly. If you're running into thing and to basically jump in there knowing you're not going to be accepted and to cry to the police, and it's not the first time you've done it. You're making it sound like this is the first time. I'm sorry. The police know who you are. They've known who you are for quite a while now. If this is new information to you, I don't know why I'm the one educating you on this.
Huh.
They know who you are. They've known exactly who you are for a while. They've seen your action. They know it's not the first time. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it wasn't even the first time back in May. It wasn't the first time last year.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything new. You're not pulling anything over on them. You're not going to be able to do anything. They have a file on all of us.
I wasn't allowed to go to the second anniversary convoy. You guys remember? I even did that funny little TikTok where I'm like, the convoy is dead. It's dead, and I showed the half-mast thing. I was standing all the way on the other side of the hill because during their convoy thing, I wasn't even allowed to be part of their second anniversary convoy thing. I had to go on the other side.
The first time.
Huh?
You got kicked off the hill, then we went back on.
I didn't get kicked off the hill the first time. I mean, he escorted me, but I was able to go back on.
Yeah, sorry. You got kicked off initially, and then we got escorted back on to go to that area. I was able to go in and
right.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So again. And the funny part is I didn't go up to them. They
Nope.
came up to me.
Usually.
And I still didn't go crying and whining to anybody about it.
Nope.
Even after I was assaulted and I had to defend myself. I didn't go
The funny
fucking
thing is, that whole crowd went whining and crying to the police.
Yep. You're under arrest.
Oh, you're under arrest.
You're under arrest. Right? They always cry to the police every fucking time.
They do.
Every time.
They do.
Did I?
The left
did I-
just doesn't trust the police.
Right. Did I call the police after my hand was cut? After Mimi whipped me with the piece of glass and sliced my hand, did I call the police? No. You know who called the police? They called the police. I didn't even go whining to the police about that. But I filed a report after because it's like, okay, well, they called the police. Time to make a report. I got injured with a weapon. And oh, by the way, nothing happened to Mimi after she assaulted me with a weapon and injured me. Like to the point where I needed surgery. Did I go whining to the police? No. Every fucking time.
Yeah.
The only reason why the police came after fucking Claude sat on me and assaulted me is because, I mean, PPS had to arrest him because he's fucking sitting on me. So yeah, I followed through with that one.
Yeah, we'll discuss that one later because even that wasn't enough.
No.
But yeah, back to the video.
Him and I are going to have some conversations. They won't necessarily be easy conversations, but they're going to be some conversations that I hope will
You guys aren't
maybe
going to talk about shit.
help bridge some divides, maybe
Bullshit.
help undo some of the damage that's been done. We have a tyrannical government pushing a radical left-wing agenda, trying to undermine
A
everything
right-wing
that,
government, dumbass.
that Western civilization is built on, and it's built on the
They're
Abrahamic
fascist.
religions, right?
It's based
All of
on
the
the
morality,
Abrahamic
everything we
religions, is
stand
it?
for. We believe in one true God,
Do we?
and we believe in the morality that comes from that.
Do we?
So I guess this is
There's
just
an atheist.
just an appeal for a bit of calm. And
Who
honestly,
are you
it's a
appealing to,
request from
yourself?
me, an honest, open-hearted request for dialogue. If anyone from any side, be it Christian, Jew, Muslim, radical leftist, whatever it may be, I would be more than happy and willing to sit down and have a respectful conversation. It may not be easy, but I want to have those conversations. I think those conversations are crucial and imperative. And if we don't have them, we're doomed.
You don't.
The powers that be, the people that are trying to turn us all against each other, they're going to win. And I don't want them to win because then we all lose. So please, I'm asking in good faith, if you want to have a conversation, please reach out to me. I'm actually quite a reasonable guy if you give me a chance. So this is me asking in good faith. I'd like to have some conversations. I'd like to get down to the heart of these issues. And if you're willing and able to help, if you're willing to maybe take the heat that would come with it, I would be happy to talk to you. So wherever your side may rest, however you may feel, I just want to have conversations and try to make this better. I wish you all the best. God bless.
Do you see this jar?
Mm-hmm.
From now on, every time one of those clowns use the words radical leftist, I'm going to have to go get rolls of quarters. I'm going to put a quarter in there. We'll see how
say
quickly
pennies,
this
but we
will
can't
fit.
get pennies. But
No,
you
I'll
can
do
nickels.
quarters because that'll pay for my legal fees.
You're not really paying for your legal fees if you're just using your own money.
Yeah, I am paying
So.
for my legal fees if I'm paying for my own money. It just means I'm not allowed to spend it on anything other than legal fees.
So, if anybody wants to help out in this idea, please donate rolls
Fill the
of
jar,
quarters.
radical leftists.
Yes. Send rolls of quarters to Deana
Yes.
to show
Send me wheelbarrow.
how these guys are just being a whole thing, and B, just basically we can track just how terrible they are in regards to just radical leftists.
Radical leftists.
I'll even set up a whole thing. We'll have a display. We'll get you guys updates at the end of the shows to tell you how much the jar has grown. Yeah, we're gonna make a whole thing of this now. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
Everybody who won't negotiate human rights,
Mhm.
in his mind, is a radical leftist. And
Mhm.
every radical leftist who won't negotiate human rights has no interest in talking to Dacey. That's
So-
it. You will never speak to anybody who is serious about human rights. Not a single person. Not legitimately. Okay? Just
I'm going to just do something here to help out Maple Minds. I'm also going to put it to the other 3 streams there. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to fast forward something here. And again, the TikTok people know what I'm going to get with.
Are we on TikTok?
No, we're not on TikTok, but I know we have some people watching that are
Yeah,
on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
so one of the things, and again, I make a reference to bridging the gap, and this is really got this feeling of bridging the gap. And this is this group on TikTok that we're trying to say, like, we're going to try to meet in the middle and bridge the gap. The reality of what this happened, this thing went terrible, is these guys weren't trying to meet in the middle. They were trying to get the discussion and just get you to see it from their point. That's not bridging the gap. That's trying to pull you across.
Right.
And this is what he's going to do.
I have an open
Now,
mind.
I don't know if he's going to do.
Let's be very clear. Him and Kamal are not going to have conversations about this shit. Kamal has nothing to teach him. Just
I don't know. I think he'll end up listening to Kamal because I think Dacey's impressionable enough. He will be he will be convinced by anybody in the room that he listens to.
right.
He's malleable. So I think Kamal can get him to understand that. But again,
No.
Kamal is also going to go with other dumb shit he's going to put in there too.
Yeah, and not only that, Dacey already gotten a lot of shit for that video by his hardcore Zio friends. So
Absolutely.
I mean, he's kind of trapped because nobody gives a shit on the left what he has to think about anything. We've already seen you for the last 3 years, Chris Dacey. All you do is edit videos to harm people. You fucking are uneducated. You lie like a motherfucker. Like you are just one big ass lying sack of shit, ungenuine. Like most hypocritical fucking piece of shit stain ever. Like nobody gives a fuck. So I mean, you might as well just stay on the right because nobody fucking gives a fuck. Nobody believes you.
But so he's got the only other thing I want to add to that is he's got another problem coming up, which is he's a DAG. He's also a Veterans for Freedom guy.
Yes.
And both of them are at war with each other. I'm like, you're going to need to pick a side, bud. And I'm like, parents are fighting and nobody wants the kid.
You can't be friends with everybody. You can't. It's not a thing.
Yeah. If you want to try to bridge the gap to the left, maybe you should try bridging the gap within your own side.
Yeah.
Because right now,
like Camilla said, she was 8 years old. Now eating each other alive.
They are just a mess.
Ooh, thank you. Actually, I have my own. Can I have my own?
Where is it?
In the fridge, in the butter jar. I'm getting chocolate.
Oh, nice.
Which butter jar? That one or that
Yeah, that one.
I never get anything. So let's take a look at something else. So what was something else that happened this weekend?
Well, we went to the Pride Parade. Love it.
It was. Not just the Pride Parade, we went to the Montreal Pride Parade, and I'm going to say it, holy shit, this is impressive.
It was.
It is massive, it is huge, it is colorful, it is beautiful, it's fantastic. And it's French.
Oh,
It's absolutely impressive thing. It was massive. So let's talk about it. So I'm going to start off with just the Pride Parade itself and highlight over quite a few points here. It was a wonderful Pride Parade. Started off. Huge amount of people. I'm not sure how many people were there. I didn't get a chance to go research the articles to say what the estimated counts, but I think Dee and I were estimating like it's definitely in the tens of thousands. We'd probably be able to say 100,000 people in there.
Yeah.
Roughly, give or
Mhm.
take. More likely north of that number. And again, it was at certain points when you
188
get
groups or
Yeah.
group participants.
188 groups were in the parade itself, as well as a huge amount of people observing it. If you got some good high advantage points, you were able to see crowds in both directions, up and down René Lévesque, and just nonstop. Like you could not see the end of it. It was fantastic. And so yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of shots to go through here, but again, parade started. Dean and I were able to find a good vantage point near the, I think it was in front of the CBC building, if I remember correctly, that we were at, or one of the hotels.
No.
Anyways, we got there. We were watching quite a few events coming through. We even got a puppy there. And this particular shot, I wanted to stop on it and show, which was when it comes to LGBTQIA, it's the I wanted to bring up here, which is intersectionality. Something we've been talking about a bit in the little past, and this particular shot here was an interesting one to show, where these two banners were walking side by side. On the left, it was talking about the Intifada and how Palestine is affected by that. On the right, it protects trans kids. There's a Venn that goes between the two, where people, these are two marginalized groups. And after listening to Dacey talking about people coming in there and trying to take this, it's him still just not getting the core concept, which is all these causes are the same. That's why there's intersectionality. They're all small marginalized groups trying to be picked off individually.
No one's free until we're all free.
Exactly. And these two going together, their groups are small individually, fighting apart. Both fighting together, the group gets larger and the message gets louder for both. So that's the important part. And this is where it's a reminder that Pride is not just celebration and parade. It's a protest. And originally it was a riot. In fact, so not just that we saw Antifada for Palestine and continuing the fight to protect the trans rights, we also have woman life freedom for Iran.
Yep.
And even, decriminalization of sex work. There is still all sorts of issues that, the 2S LGBTQ, the community, the Pride community is still housing to help move forward. And so it's always just a reminder that, yeah, it is Pride, it is a celebration, but it's also a reminder as to there's groups that need help and to reach out a hand, especially if you're in a position that can help, to absolutely do help that. So they did a fantastic job. It was a huge, beautiful parade. I get a little bit less in the shots, but again, more communities, Queer South Asian Women's Network, Queer Concordia, where the universities start coming in. And then we start moving over to the Palestinian. And I separate the Palestinian here, not so much because I did include it earlier on, but now there was also another particular movement here going on, which is the Palestinian movement in regards to the Pride Parade.
I think those are the rad queers, aren't they?
The Rad Queers?
Yeah, the same ones that got pepper sprayed the night before that.
Quite possible. So this is a combination of Queer for Palestine as well as just other Palestinian protesters. Now, this particular group, they were further at the beginning. I think you saw part of them at the earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean and I saw them. And they started more moving against the parade, which was kind of odd to watch. So we tried to track them for a bit, but they moved quite a bit ahead. And then eventually Deana said, get the fuck moving, go take a look at them.
I wasn't trying to track them.
No, you weren't. I was.
Said we.
Couldn't.
It's not we.
Sorry. I was trying to track them for a little bit, and then they moved off. And then you told me to go find them. And
Yeah, I
eventually
wanted Joe to continue on.
Yeah, exactly. So I did continue at this particular point here where they got up to an intersection. They were kind of blocking off until they were continuing, until I kind of figured out where they were. So I got up to a certain point where I finally caught up to them, which was a ways up. And they started marching down. And I will tell you, by the time I marched up to them and I found them with a large police line. And it was this large police line. For those who don't know, Montreal police can be a little aggressive. And if you didn't know that, where the hell have you been? Seriously. Montreal. Now, I didn't see any pepper spray in action. Although, as you can see from this officer here, he's got it on the ready, and I think his hand is actually on it right there. But they did do some shoving. I got some video to show about that a little bit later. So they continued to move us, and these signs here. But these signs here was from when we had another group that joined up.
Oh, I didn't see that sign.
Yeah. So this is there's 3 signs coming up here, and I'm going to read them all for you guys here. So chaque 10 minutes, Israel, with an emphasis on hell instead of el. Tu n'enfant Gaza. Translation: every 10 minutes, Israel kills a child in Gaza.
Where are the Save the Children fuckers right now?
It's true.
I'm worried about
really
communist flags and
Yeah,
black
that-
bloc.
Don't really care about that when it's affecting them. Les Zionists ne méritent pas un plateforme. Translation: the Zionists do not deserve a platform. So this really feels like it's targeting towards Pride, in regards to any Zionist messaging that's there. And having seen some of the information after that, I'm like, there was some. There was apparently, I believe, the Israel embassy or consulate that did march in the Pride. I didn't catch them. I didn't see them. I don't know if you saw them, Deana.
Who?
The Israel
Israelis?
embassy. Yeah, Israel embassy or
embassy?
Israel consulate.
No,
Yeah.
I left as soon as the communities were done. I did not stay for corporate. I didn't even know the one that you mentioned earlier, and it's already out of my brain. I don't fucking care.
Fair enough.
I think corporate pride, unless these people divest from from Israel and anything to do with Israel, then I don't want anything to do with them. And if they haven't made their position clear, I still don't want nothing to do with them. So I didn't stay for corporate pride. In fact, a lot of people left once the
True.
Afro float was done.
So we'll get to that in a minute here. So fuck PFD, puis son fucking pinkwashing. This one's a little tricky to translate, but
Fuck
although you
pride
guys
and their
probably
pinkwashing.
yeah, no,
all
most
it
of it
is.
you guys can kind of translate already. It's just because it's so franglais, it's kind of tricky to translate. But most of you guys already got. So it's fuck pride, and they're fucking pinkwashing.
That's pretty much what it is.
So there was very strong language in regards to that, because again, this particular movement, I believe, was headed by Queers for Palestine in Montreal. So there was a heavy police presence monitoring this particular section of Pride Parade. And I'm going to get back to that, which is kind of there's a lot to digest about this that's kind of unnerving and upsetting.
It's a very white police force.
It was. So these guys were following this particular part of there. And as we got to a certain section, I remember seeing this lineup, and my concerns was immediately I'm seeing helmets. I'm seeing pretty much protest, gear to deal with protests. Right down to, like I said, circling here, the pepper spray, as well as the helmets on the left, and gloves. I remember messaging if you guys were following me on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, we're looking at a possible something or other now, because we're seeing helmets, we're seeing gloves. I'm not sure if this is about to get nasty. I'm staying sort of at the side here, because I know these guys, and I've said to many times, I'm convinced Montreal police is paid by the leader of how much pepper spray they used. That's what it is. But But
It
at
would have
some
been more
point,
difficult for them because it wasn't just a protest, like let's say a Palestinian protest. There were actual other participants that were there that had children there. So would have been a quite a scene if
you're
the
right.
Montreal police would have pulled out the helmets and the pepper spray and stuff. That would have totally like changed the entire
It
like
would have changed the tone rather quickly. And but
100%.
there was a couple of times I was getting kind of concerned because there were certain things that were going on in regards. So they had the line that was dividing here, and they had a large wall, and it was getting kind of interesting because this is after. So at a certain point here, um, the Palestinian protest got to an intersection, and they blocked off the intersection. So they let the last non-corporate Pride float go by, and then they shut down. They stopped any more floats go by, and they were just corporate, the corporate floats. This is who they're protesting against. I believe you're right. I believe Israel was in one of those corporate floats.
Probably
But
because I
everything
didn't
else,
see
all the other
they were
corporations.
not in the community ones. I walked up all the way and back down all the way because I was looking for someone in particular.
Yeah. So BDS was definitely there. BDS was not sort of Pride was not quite following the BDS in regards to their corporate floats, and that's why they were not allowing it. But eventually, even though people came back, this is where I got nervous. Where like, yeah, you're right. If they fired off the whole pepper spray, it'd be a problem. The problem is that right now, what you're looking at here is about 50, I'd say about 50 feet between us and the Palestinian protest. Like the police sectioned off and made a huge gap between the two. And I'm not sure if they did it for one, two reasons. One, if they were prepping to do something, because there was actually a wall of police officers on each side of the protesters. And you can't quite see it here, but they're there, over here and over there. So I wasn't sure if they're going to try to do a kettle shove, do what the police do. Or two, with the crowds you guys were saw coming back, if they were anticipating, upset Pride protesters trying to deal with the pro-Palestinian blockade.
Maybe, but nobody was
of-
upset. Nobody was upset that was leaving. I didn't see what was happening in this end of it. But.
So at this point here, there was a few people upset. I'd say I think I was like 2 or 3, and they all got interviewed by fucking Rebel.
News. Rebel News.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna
Exactly.
vote for me. What a loser.
Yeah.
And she, I wanted to bring this up. We saw the people who were scantily
Speaking of which.
clad. Yeah, we saw some people who were wearing,
Mhm.
little bit of clothes. And it's kind of funny because she was calling them naked. I did not see a single naked person. I saw chests. Okay, no big deal. I don't care.
It's all topless.
I saw, there was lots of guys that were topless. There was guys wearing a Speedo or whatever. That shit you see. And I even saw maybe somebody with breasts. And I don't know. Whatever. There was breasts too. Whatever. Everything that you would see on a beach. Like it was
is, and
no
it's
different.
it's
No different.
it's also Montreal. I'm like, all
There
right,
were
I've seen
children there.
people
Yeah,
scantily.
children are at the beach too, dumb bitch.
I'm like, this is okay, scantily clad. I'm like, all right, so I've seen, you're absolutely right. I've seen a lot of people topless, men and women, and whatever whatever
Did you
they were.
see a lot of women topless? I saw maybe one,
Few.
and I don't know if
I saw a few, not many, but I saw a few. But I'm also looking at that. I'm like, and again, it's raised in French culture.
Yes.
I'm in Montreal, raised in French culture. I'm like,
But she's
all right,
French, so what the fuck is her issue? That's my question. It's just rage
she's
farming.
paid.
Yeah.
She's rage farming because again, she's paid by Anglo Place, so they're going to export this. Oh my God, this whole,
How dare they in front of children?
How dare they in front of children? As she says it in English, to sell it to the Anglos to get the money to Rebel. Because again, nobody in Quebec says anything about this. It's like, okay, topless
Nobody
woman,
cares.
It's that's not a big deal. That's just what they are. But yeah, they'll rage bait that shit. So
Nobody cares. Boobies.
exactly. So the worst part of the whole thing is that, and this is shortly before I left, the police did redirect, and the organizers did redirect the parade to go onto the other side of the road, so that they were able to go around around the Palestinian protests. Which
I was at Subway this whole time.
Yeah.
With Camilla.
You did. I finally had to join up with you later to get myself something to eat. And you were not as close as you lied to me about.
I know. I don't know. Whatever. I lost track of time. We had wandered off long before any of this stuff ended. We were walking with the rest of the group who was leaving. It was like, hey, cool.
Well, you were gone before even because these guys were kind of letting certain groups by. You were gone way before even the
yeah. Well, we walked in the parade. That's what I totally forgot about. As soon as because one of our friends is in the Afro parade, and I thought, what better way to get the amount of people that are there from where we were standing to the end than to follow the floats to the end. I'm not staying for the other one, so we decided to hop into the parade. Camilla was spinning the beautiful heart-shaped umbrella with the pride colors on it, and people actually loved it. They kept saying, oh, look at that. Look. So, I mean, we totally fit in. And I got, good shot of how many people were there, and everybody's, faces and stuff. And so I totally didn't realize that we walked as far as we walked.
Yeah.
Not bad. Subway was 6 minutes from where we ended. So I told Joe it'd be 7 minutes, but I definitely walked more than a minute.
That's true.
Whatever.
Yeah. You totally, you're like, I'm just around the corner. I get there. I'm like 20 minutes there if I get there.
I'm like, where the hell is Joe? Now, what's going on over there? Just kidding.
No, you probably were.
I was starving.
You were at a restaurant, so yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I finally get there. I'm exhausted, and then we're walking back, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just around the corner, aren't we?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a kilometer to walk back."
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes our walk back to the car.
More than that, I think.
Camilla, maybe more. Camilla kept saying, "How much longer now, Joe?"
Yeah. I got the whole "how much longer now" from Camilla the entire time.
She wanted us to go walk to get the car and bring it back to her.
Yeah, she did. I remember that, but there was like the two things I remember particularly from this trip with Camilla was, one was the how are we there yet, or how much longer?
Yeah.
As well as what's this music? Play Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
For 2 hours. Nothing but Taylor Swift. Not against Taylor Swift, but 2 hours is a lot.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Friday. Yeah, I know. I got a taste of that.
If Isaac's in the car, Isaac gets the radio or whatever. He plays his music. He dominates the car radio. When he's gone, Camilla dominates. When they're both gone, I dominate.
I believe it. I rarely drive now, and sometimes when I do, it's even like with Magic Hand and I are in the car. We're driving somewhere. It's usually pretty short. We're just driving to somewhere in the city. We're like, whatever's on the radio, it's good enough.
You know what I play when I'm? Oh, go ahead. No, finish.
Yeah, if it's something long term, then she might get a playlist and start playing that, and that's fine.
Yeah,
we'll figure something else out.
Right.
But what are you playing?
Well, lately, because I can, when I'm by myself, I roll down my windows and I blast my song.
Oh.
There are people who have heard this song before you guys have.
That's true. That is true.
Because I'm like, listen, blare my song. Not blare, but it's my windows are open. People can hear my song. That's the point of that.
Well, if it's coming from you,
it's almost like a one-person protest in a car, just driving around from.
Can one person be a protest?
To B. And so on my way, I've created my own little car protest. It's like a convoy, but just one person with the radio or with the music playing of "This is your genocide. You're under arrest." That
should have been sampled in there.
Breach.
Absolutely. So let me see here. So as we're wrapping up, this brings me over to the next thing
Camilla,
here.
I'm making fun of people. I'm
It's
making
true.
fun of people who are grasping so fucking hard. The freedom of speech, charter rights and freedoms people are trying to find any way to suppress my freedom of speech and charter rights of freedom. I'm violent with my words.
Violent
Violent
extremist.
with asking what your thoughts on rape are. That's extremely violent. Don't ever ask anybody what they think about rape when they support rapists. Don't ever do that, because that becomes perceived as violent. Okay. Notes. Now what are you doing? You're gonna play the
Well,
funky music, white boy.
I will, but first of
Play
all, I'm
that
going to give a
funky
daily
music.
reminder of everybody that that Deana has also still got the fundraiser here, and I will also give a bit of an update as somebody's reminding me, because that was the last count. There was a bit of addition
Oh,
here.
thank you, whoever
Got
did
up another
that.
$100.
Okay, listen. I will be sending out thank you letters. Tamara Leach, thank you so much.
Jail Tamara Litch. No
Thank
less.
you, Tamara. Girl. Hilarious.
Yeah. Remember,
Jail Tamara
people,
Leach.
we get in trouble when that kind of stuff goes on. It's been a while, so
Like it. That was today. Thank you, whoever did that. If I actually get real names though, or you guys helped and you didn't put your real name, I will be sending everybody a thank you letter, and I'm sorry I haven't done it yet.
we still have the names, and more importantly, we still have the email addresses that were sort of registered when you did. So if you guys put in a correct email address, we'll have a way to send that to you guys. And in fact, I'll probably be adding Deana to this so that she can actually send the next update from the portal to everybody else.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly, because it is your thing. But yes, and on top of that, we also have, as Deana is mentioning, and Deana is going to explain this now.
So
this.
Yeah, so I want to explain it because there's so many people that helped me with this. So first of all, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but when I was arrested, they arrested me right before the protest. Like literally, I got there at 2:00, parked my car, and I was going to I was filling my bag to quickly go to meet up with my mom, who I just dropped off there. And then I was arrested before I could leave my car. And we got to the police station, and I had already heard enough. They said one charge to me, and I'm like, I did not do that. And so he tried to tell me the charges again, and I took the opportunity to chant the chants of the protest. And I did that for a little while in there, but I didn't want to repeat myself. So I started chanting things that were actually happening in the genocide. And because I had done it for a little while, I started rearranging the things that I was saying and putting them together. And then out came a song that when I got to jail and 3 days later got my notebook, was able to write down and to put it into a song, like an actual song. And I sang it to myself, and I fixed it up and whatever, and then sang it all the time. And I couldn't wait to release it. On the day of my release, we were out having drinks, and our friend Menashe was there, and I had told everybody that I had written a song, and I was really excited about it. And Menashe said, hey, because I wanted to collaborate with the drummer, the Palestinian drummer. So if I ever get to do it live or do another take of it, I want the Palestinian drummer in there. But I said, and then Menashe said, hey, did you hear Too Blunt Moody? I'm like, who's that? Too Blunt Moody has been at every single protest as well. And I've seen him every time, and I've said hi to him. I just had no idea who he was, what he did. And so Menashe let me listen to he's on Instagram, you guys. to some of his samples of his music, and I'm like, damn, I love this guy. Like, can you hook me up? Like, can you let me, connect us so that I could see if he wants to do it? So I recorded my song, sort of, just a cappella, and sent it. And yeah, he really liked it. And he said, yes, he'd collaborate with me. So Too Blunt Moody just made it extra. The beat that you guys are going to hear in this song was given to me by Too Blunt Moody, but it was by his friend who makes the beats for him. And this guy's name is Re-Up, and he is also from Ottawa. Re-Up. I was getting it wrong all the time because I didn't hear it properly. And you'll hear his signature in the beat when it says this sound. We're not going to play that part, so you'll hear it.
We're not going to play the whole thing.
Fine.
It's going to be the same. It's just your audio, the clip that
And
you
then-
have here.
Lastly, I did it at the Cave recording studio here in Ottawa, and Sarjan was the one who mixed this for me and for Too Blunt Moody, and just made it like the masterpiece that it is. So all of these people together. Then I played it for my son and a couple of other people. They gave me some suggestions, went back to the studio on Monday, made a couple of changes, included Too Blunt Moody's rap. And I am just I'm so proud of this. I love this. It's better than, I had imagined it a different way and I could still record it that different way, but this is better than what I could have ever imagined. I love it.
So there's going to be a little bit more coming up. We've got some more things and more in regards to availability to when the full song gets released.
It'll be within a couple of days or next week because we're already Wednesday. I don't know if they do business days or not business days.
Yeah, so as soon as we get stuff ready for you guys. But again, to give you guys a taste, I'm sure you guys have heard this clip already.
I don't hear it if it's playing. Can you hear me? I still don't hear it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't hear the song.
You don't hear it? Oh.
No.
Sorry. You know why?
I don't know.
I'm terrible at the whole audio thing. It needs to sound like.
This is your genocide. Amputations, no anesthesia. You murder generations. The whole world sees ya. Women miscarrying, white flags shot down. Indiscriminate bombing to make intentional ghost towns. This is your genocide. Israeli war crime.
This is your genocide came to me because that's what I was pretty much yelling to the police and to the politicians. And so I've started that hashtag when I got out of, and people probably didn't notice, but I started that hashtag. And if you go on to hashtag This Is Your Genocide, you're going to see a lot of what this song speaks to. And I can't wait to put the video together. I have a great idea for the video. I just wish I was good at making videos. Too Blunt Moody is working on a video for me. How could I forget this? Do you see this art? This beautiful cover art? Too Blunt Moody got that for me, made that for me. He gave that to me. All the stuff he's giving to me. He gave to me his voice. He gave to me his creativity, and he gave to me this cover art, and he's going to give to me a video, and gave to me the beat from Rio. So we have to put up I gave you his link tree.
Absolutely.
You guys can find Too Blunt Moody on probably any of the streams and hear how great he is. And I'd like everybody to follow him because you will like his music. I
don't think you gave me his link tree.
Yes, I did. I sent it to you by Messenger.
Did you send me Spotify by Messenger?
And then I sent you the link tree right after. Unless I sent
I didn't get it. I didn't get the link tree.
Did I send it to somebody else? Jesus.
Probably.
What the hell? Who did I send it to? Okay. Linktree, paste. There it is. I mean, it's Linktree to Blunt Moody, all one word. Just take the word down there and smush it together and find it on Linktree. And then you guys can follow him on whatever stream. He's on Spotify. I followed him on Spotify. He has an incredible voice. He has a great rapping voice. He has an incredible voice. So
yeah, Team Black Moody, here it is, going on to all the chat channels here.
thank you. Thank you
You're
for doing that.
welcome.
I'd really like to
Anytime.
show him support. But
Absolutely.
yeah, so every time you guys, I just found out from Nikki on Twitter as well that if I sign up, so my song is copyright. My song is on going to be on all different streaming platforms. SOCAN is who you register with to make sure that any platform that it's played on, I will get royalties for it. And it's not a whole lot of money, but it doesn't matter. It'll all count in the end. I paid a little bit extra for it to go international, like not just, local or whatever. And just that's it. So even if people sample it, even if people whatever, then that's what's going to help me pay for my legal fees, which I feel a lot better for than asking for donations. But if you can donate, I will say, please donate. Because again, if I surpass my goal, it's not just for me. There are a few of us out there, and a lot of people cannot. I was just talking to my lawyer today because there was a court date for me that I don't have to show up to, so I didn't. So we just talked about it, but I talked about the song and fundraising, and yeah, there are other people who just simply don't have the money. People have lost their jobs just for speaking out against this genocide. It's absolutely disgusting. What they're doing isn't illegal, but what our government is doing is illegal. What Israel is doing is illegal. Yet here we are, the ones facing consequences. It's just
For other illegal actions.
It's fucking absurd. Nothing remotely close to killing anybody or hurting anybody from any of us. Nothing remotely close. And our government is literally killing people, babies, children. Anyway.
Agreed. Well, we're going to wrap it up now. So thank you for joining us. Again, if you can, donate and stand by. The song will be released. We'll let you guys know as soon as you can. Don't forget to follow me and follow Deana, and we'll let you guys know as information is coming out. Till then,
Thanks for your support too, everyone. One last
Absolutely.
clip.
Thank you
Oh,
guys
this
for
clip
all-
is funny.
Clip is funny. Special. Enjoy.
About it.
I think just the judge and the prosecutor going back and forth. The judge was not taking anything from the prosecutor because they were reaching a lot of the time. There's a lot of mistakes in their work. They were missing details, getting information.